I honestly hate making this video and saying what I'm about to say, but today I woke up kind of excited for the new update. I had some concerns. There are a few features that I wasn't sure about. For example, selling stuff, not being able to sell stuff when your storage is full, which thankfully was not the case. I still was able to sell stuff even when my storage full, so I don't know if the change was reverted or not. That was the thing that literally I considered quitting the game if that was added into the game. My storage is always full. Managing your storage in this game is incredibly difficult, and being able to, like, people usually just sell when their storage gets full, so being unable to do so just made absolutely no sense. But that issue didn't come to life, but a lot of other issues did. A lot of people complain about the gear disappearing. My shield went from purple to green for some reason. I don't know how the hell that happened. A lot of people said similar things. Those are all bugs. And they're going to be fixed. That's not a problem at all. What I do find a problem, however, is the new PvP bonus. And in my opinion, is the worst possible thing they could have added into this game. And I know a lot of people feel different. Just let me explain my point of view. And then in the end, you can leave a comment saying why you agree or disagree with me. So I just did a few runs with a large group of marauders. We all were flagged. We went to Scorched Mines, and then we went to Murkgard. So everybody was flagged because basically PvP, being enabled for PvP gives you 10% luck bonus. Let me just tell you, 10%. It's basically 4 of my pieces, pretty much. It's 10%. So basically, that bonus gives you ability to wear 4 extra luck gear pieces, which is ridiculous. Absolutely insane. And obviously, everybody will have to be flagged right now when looting chests and trying to find some rare materials, because otherwise you're just gonna feel like you're in a giant disadvantage. It's 10% to regular luck and 30% to gathering luck, which is absolutely insane. Again, it's about equal to wearing 4 extra pieces of gear. And it was all good. We were flagged. There was about 25 people, maybe even, I think it got more by the end of our run. And we were looting chests. Everything was good. We can still rest each other. Only green flagged marauders can rest each other. You can't be rest by any other faction if you're flagged, which is not a problem, I guess, if you manage to get yourself a full group of flagged people of your faction, which in my opinion can be very difficult. Especially on low population servers. I got lucky with this group. It was a very good group. However, I saw a couple of my group members basically chase down marked people of other factions inside the Scorched Mines. There were people who were just doing solo runs, and obviously they flagged for PvP because who would not want to get 10%? It's like running without it basically makes no sense anymore. It's like 30% addition to your luck, pretty much, which is insane. 30% higher chance of finding rare items. Who would not want to do this, right? So people, obviously, if you're running solo, if you want to do just a quick solo run, just loot all the chests and get out of there if you don't want to fight everything. I used to do some solo runs myself, but now you have to do this flagged. And if you run into a group of flagged people of other factions, they will chase you and they will kill you, even though there is absolutely no benefit to doing it except a few faction tokens and a little bit of gold. But those people, they weren't looking for a fight. They were just there to do their own run, to loot the chests and get out. And yet, multiple people from my group decided to chase them down and kill them, basically ruining their run, damaging their gear, costing them coins, and costing them time to run back from the closest respawn point. How in anybody's mind this is a good change? You can argue that, you can say they flagged for PvP, which means that they're fair game, right? If you don't want to get killed, don't flag for PvP. But With the recent changes, you absolutely have to. You have to flag for PvP. There is no other way. You will not get the stuff that other people are getting, and it's just not right. You have to. And if people were gentlemen, if people were consider, like, I can understand open world PvP. Like, if you are flagged and you meet somebody in the world who is flagged, yeah, you can fight it out. It's totally fine. But if there is a whole group of people just mauling down one single flagged person from another faction, just for him running close to them and trying to do the same thing they're doing, get some good loot from chests being flagged, how is that fun for anybody? It's definitely not fun for the person getting killed by 10 people, and it's definitely not fun for those 10 people because, like, it's not even a fight, it's just a slaughter. So that is... Even though I was inside that group, I did not enjoy seeing that happening. Even when I was flagged before, I would never seek out a fight. I would defend myself if somebody started attacking me. But in situations like this, where now it will be happening all the time. People will group up by their factions because that's how you can stay in the group without damaging each other and kill bosses and stuff. And if you're a solo player, if you prefer to, like, doing something like sneak chesting and just doing Mirgards or mines on your own, just losing threats of enemies and looting chests and then moving on, which in my opinion is much faster and more efficient way to do it, you will not be able to do it most of the time because you're gonna get killed by other people for no reason except satisfaction of getting you killed. That is a giant disappointment for me. Most of the time I run zones in groups, so it's not that big of an issue for me, but I can see how it can ruin life of a lot of players. However, let me give you another example. After Mines, we went to Mirgard, and there was another group of players, Yellows. There was a Covenant. Is Yellow Covenant? There was a Yellow group. And our group by the time was around probably 25-30 people. And their group was, I think, about 15 to 20 people. So 2 giant groups. And we had a massive clash inside the Mirgard. And obviously our group won because we had like 10 extra people over them. And imagine, first of all, basically you're forced to run giant groups right now if you don't want to get destroyed by other color group. The more your group is, the higher chances you will be able to survive and move forward. But running more people means everybody is going to be getting less loot. So I would argue that large flagged groups will probably see less loot in the end than smaller unflagged groups. However, the large flag groups might have better loot from chests, but they're gonna see less drops from enemies. So depending on what you want, if you want to farm your gear score, maybe being in a small unflagged group is gonna be better. But if you want to farm your chance to get some rare crafting materials or trophy materials, then definitely you have to have as much luck as possible and you have to be flagged. However, even though we won, like, I'm not even saying if you're running in a smaller group, you're pretty much screwed if you run into a bigger group. But even if you're inside a bigger group, we had 2 healers, and both of them got killed during the skirmish. And we could not continue, because if you kill somebody in PvP, you're gonna finish them. That's literally a rule. You have to finish if you killed somebody. So we couldn't continue our run because we lost all the healers, and they could not get to us because we were like all the way here on the top of Mirgard, and they could not get to us unless we had to pretty much go back and help them get back with us, because they were getting killed by mobs or by other enemy players when you're trying to run back by yourself. So it slowed down the run tremendously. If it doesn't slow it, it's either makes it nearly impossible to do for a lot of players, or it slows it down, or it decreases your drops because you have to run big groups. It's just a mess all over. There is not a single positive thing about this change that I can think of. You can you're gonna be fighting other people For stuff like ironwood trees, nodes, you're literally gonna have to fight to the death if you want to get some good loots. And in addition to that, they removed the ability to jump cut trees at 300 con or jump cut nodes at 300 strength. Before you could you could do something like you hit a tree, then you jump and you hit a tree again, and once in a while it will proc the 300 attribute perk and it will break. It doesn't work anymore. At least I couldn't make it work. I feel like right now, if you hit a tree, and if the perk can proc and you one-shot it, but if it didn't proc on your first hit on that tree, it will not proc no matter how many times you reset your chopping. So it makes it ridiculously difficult now to mine orichalcum in Scorch Mines, because you will not get as many lucky breaks and fast orichalcum node breaks as before. And plus you now have to worry about other people killing you besides all the monsters, and even camping the nodes. Now it just makes no sense. If you want to get pretty much 30% extra luck to get rare items, you have to flag, and if you're flagged, you're gonna most likely get killed, especially if you run into a group of 2 or more players. And especially if you're wearing your luck gear, which for some stuff, like if you're wearing strength gear and you're at 300 strength, you will have very low con, so you will be extremely easy to kill. This change, in my opinion, just creates chaos for the sake of chaos. It doesn't benefit anybody in the long run. So you can make a choice right now. You can argue, you can make a choice to not flag, but then every time you're in the run, for example, doing chest run or anything, you will still be affected by everybody else who is flagged. They're gonna slow you down. You're gonna be in weird situations, and even if you're not, if you're just running a small unflagged group, you will always feel like you are in a disadvantage compared to the groups that are flagged. And it's just not a good feeling. I did 2 runs today, things that I used to enjoy a lot, doing Merc runs, doing Mines runs, all the elite runs, and trying to get some good stuff. It was miserable today. It's just a sad experience. I don't know, guys, maybe I'm the only one who feels this way. I see a lot of positive comments from the community. Also, the PvP mission change absolutely makes 0 sense. Yeah, it might make it fun for somebody who is hardcore PvP fan, but in my opinion, it just makes it 10 times more difficult. And now you have to pretty much do I feel like it's more efficient to do PvE missions for getting your faction points. If you're, for example, crafting, you need to buy some chisels for the course, for the dungeons, or you're just buying runes for chests or bags. They absolutely killed PvP missions for you. I don't see a single point to do PvP missions unless you want to capture territories. If you're not in a company that is very heavily PvP oriented and you just want to do your own thing, you will, PvP quests make no more sense. You need to kill 5 people to get a PvP quest done. Let's just try it right here. Let's see what PvP quests do we have. Defeat Syndicated Covenant members for the glory of the Marauders. Okay, they do give you a little bit more points now, but look at these PvE quests. They give you maybe less, but it's so much easier to do. So, I don't know. PvP missions are dead pretty much for a lot of people right now. The runs are not fun. They also nerfed some stuff that was actually good and enjoyable in the game. Honestly, this is the worst update we've had, in my opinion, in New World since I started playing this game, pretty much since the beginning. So many features just don't make sense to me. The only people who probably will enjoy this update are the ones who were flagged pretty much all the time before as well, and who really enjoy fighting players and nothing else, because everything else except hardcore PvP, in my opinion, it just got worse. All the professions are now more difficult to craft, and they increased the experience, but they didn't reset the people who already reached level 200. How stupid is this? I was 100% sure they were gonna do it. They were gonna reset people like calculate their new level according to the new experience caps, but they didn't. They just increased the amounts, but they left people at the levels they were. It just makes zero sense to me. I don't understand this. I honestly, right now, I don't know if I even want to continue playing this game. Pretty much, they fixed a few annoying bugs. This is good, but pretty much almost every single addition in this update, in my opinion, makes the game worse. At least for me. So I'm gonna be taking a break from this game. I'm not feeling honestly like playing it right now. It's just not fun anymore. Maybe I'll come back to it. Maybe they'll make some new changes that will make it better. I don't know. For now, guys, I would love to know your opinion, but there is probably going to be like 100 views, and most of the views are going to be from my main channel, so nobody here even plays the game, so I don't know what's even the point of making this video. But if you do play the game, and if you agree or disagree with me, I would love to hear your comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, maybe. Goodbye.